From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow! You just won $1,000.
It's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. I regret this already.
Time for today's DM Deep Dive. This is what happens when you send in a DM to any of the Kiss social accounts. Maria gets them, and we get a chance to talk about them on the show.
Maria, what's in the DMs today?
All right, today Martina is asking, which one of these options do all 5 of you guys follow during the morning routine?
Okay.
Do you brush your teeth in the sink before going into the shower? Shower before brushing your teeth in the sink? Brush your teeth in the shower, then shower in the tub?
Oh, God.
I'm option
bathe in
1.
it.
I brush my teeth first, and then I get in the shower.
It varies for me, but as far as what I do in the morning, but the thing that I do last every single day, like my whole routine that I will do, the thing that I always will do last is brush my teeth.
Really?
Yeah.
Before leaving the bathroom?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like
Okay.
that's last. That's after everything. Right before I leave the house.
Oh, wow.
It's the last thing I do is brush my teeth. Just because like in the morning, the first thing I do in the morning is I have a can of club soda.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Not even a coffee?
No, it's the first thing I do in the morning is I have a can of club soda. Yeah, cold, freezing cold in the coldest part of the fridge. Love the carbonation, love the bubbles.
Them bubbles don't like bother you that early?
No, it gets my system going, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's it. And then if I do have like a small tea or something like that, I don't like the way any of that tastes if I've just brushed my teeth.
Right.
So I do all of that stuff first, and then the last thing I do before I leave the house after I'm all done, dressed, everything, is brush my teeth. And I usually brush my teeth in the kitchen sink.
Why not in the bathroom?
Because I'm feeding the cats at that point, right? And so like I'll be in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and then like if a cat comes in and they start yelling because I didn't feed them, then I'll be brushing my teeth and feeding the cats. And then,
So does your toothbrush forever live at the kitchen
and
sink?
then I go put it back in the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
But like I'll hork in the kitchen sink. Like I'll do all that in the kitchen sink.
Sure.
Most times.
Maria, what do you do?
I shower and then I brush my teeth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then I'll get changed.
Cheesecake.
Yeah, no, I brush my teeth first and then I shower.
Okay.
Yep.
Dan Mori.
I have to do everything the exact same way or I'll forget to do something.
Right.
So I always shower, then brush my teeth.
Right.
Okay. And then get dressed. All right.
And I have to walk around the kitchen island twice or the dog will get pissed off.
What do you mean? Why?
Because if I go from the bedroom right to the den, like the straight line, he comes out of the bedroom. But if I walk out of the bedroom, go left and then around the kitchen island and then to the den, he won't wake up.
Interesting. Wow. That's so wild. I was watching 2 guys in a video clown on each other.
So was I.
The other day.
Let the man finish.
And one guy asked the other guy, if you ever been in the shower where the water is at your face, right? And he's like, he looks at the other guy and he's like, have you ever just had that moment where the water's like hitting your face and then you just lean back and do this?
You open your mouth and let the water fill your mouth?
Yeah. No.
Maybe I have, but like it's not something that's a regular occurrence now.
Shem?
That's
a very vulnerable.
Oh, it's very.
It's a very vulnerable, vulnerable
Better
position to
hope
put
no ghosts
yourself
be
in.
watching you at that point.
That is a.
They would get some ideas.
Like just.
All right, next
Joseph says, I have a question for everyone. What is everyone's top 3 countries for food? Would be cool to ask on the phone, but unfortunately I can't.
Countries for food?
Man, I'm not a seasoned traveler, so I don't have an answer.
I mean, United States of America.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've been to the States. I've been to Spain.
Yeah.
Right?
I would say Mexico for me, like, because I just love Mexico. I love like authentic, Mexico. There's just so much good food in Mexico. Like places that if it was in your city that you lived in Canada, you would call the health inspector because you're like, there's no way these people aren't killing humans in this place. But if you're in Mexico and you walk down an alley and you see like an open garage door and somebody in there with like a home barbecue and a cooler, you're lining up.
Yeah.
right?
You have to.
You're lining up.
You're not missing out
No,
on that
you're not.
experience.
No.
You're going to have probably the greatest taco you've ever had in your entire life.
The greatest everything, the greatest corn, the greatest taco, the greatest whatever. And those places, some of them don't even open until midnight, right? Like it's nuts. So definitely for me, Mexico is on there just because the experience of eating in Mexico when you get off sort of like resort land, the experience eating in Mexico is incredible. And then...
What about Italy? You've been to Italy?
Yeah, Italy.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Italy. Yeah, for sure, Italy. So I would say United States of America, Mexico, and Italy for me.
Okay. Maria?
I would say Greece, the United States of America, and Italy as well.
Okay. Dim and Maury?
U.S., Portugal, Israel.
Where else have you been?
Portugal and Israel.
Okay.
Cheesecake?
I'm going to go Aruba.
Aruba?
Wow.
Aruba was great. Like really great food.
Are you talking about like the food at the resort?
No, I went in. Like I went into Aruba.
Aruba.
Okay,
was
yeah.
I've been to
fantastic.
Aruba.
Yeah, I found it delicious.
Okay.
Interesting.
Jamaica, because I found the food in Jamaica to be really,
I was
really
gonna
good.
say. I was gonna say Jamaica.
Yeah.
And that breakfast buffet in Jamaica?
No, not hotels.
No, man.
Hotel resorts don't count.
Yeah,
Resorts don't count.
Yeah.
Bro, toast?
I know, man. That toast they had.
Where else, Cheesecake?
And the U.S.
Okay.
Specifically
Hey,
New York.
let me ask you this, because we call you Cheesecake. Where is the best place in the world you've had a slice of cheesecake? Like, where has the best cheesecake come from?
Actually, here, somebody made it, homemade.
Oh, in
Like,
Canada.
The best cheesecake comes from this woman named Jem. I'm not kidding. Her name is Jem.
Yeah.
She used to go to my church. She makes the absolute best cheesecake I've ever had.
Oh,
sick.
damn. Hey,
All
let me read you this. There's something called yeshiena, which is the yeshiena, which is the national dish of Aruba. It is essentially a large round ball of cheese stuffed with spicy meat, usually chicken or beef, and melted into perfection. And when you look at the pictures of these things, they look.
I just got so
It
hungry.
looks like
Oh
in
my
a
God.
dish, like it almost looks like a shepherd's pie kind of thing.
Yeah.
In damn,
You got
that
my
looks
mouth
good.
watering right now.
That looks good.
Hey, thanks everyone for all of your DMs. Keep them coming in. We talk about them on the show every single day. Maria gathers them and brings them to us. Thanks, Maria.
You got it.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Things get weird in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. Time once again for today's DM Deep Dive.
Hey, Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
All right, this comes from M.E. What will the Roz and Mocha show look like in 5 years? Is that a subject of reflection? Has there been talk between the crew members? I'd love to know.
Hopefully still doing the show in the next 5 years here on KISS across the country, as long as they want us still. Like, I have no plans or thoughts on leaving anytime soon. I know Roz and I had a conversation last year, and it has been somewhat of a conversation the past couple of months about what the future of the show looks like. And I think we're both in agreement that, you know, the next 5 years we'll still be here.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to do the show forever.
Yeah.
Just because I think that the toll that this show and the hours and everything else take on your body, especially because I just turned 50 this year. And things are just like I can't do what I used to be able to do, right? Like years ago when we started this show. And I feel that for me, regardless of, how I eat and go to the gym and everything else, I feel like I'm aging faster now than I did in my sort of like early 40s. And when I say aging, I mean like one physically, but also I was always worried when Roxy was younger that I sort of like wasn't around because I was working 2 jobs and everything else. And I felt that way when she was like a little baby and like a little kid.
Yeah.
But now that she's 15, I want to be with her all the time, because now that she's 15, I start looking in terms of how many summers do I have left with her?
Before she's like, I don't want to hang out with you guys anymore.
Before she moves.
Or she moves,
Or before she
sure.
goes and does whatever, right? Like she's in grade 9 right now. Like how many summers do I have left?
Yeah.
When she's still sort of at that age. And I joke with her all the time. I'm like, I don't care where you go to university, right? But I'm like, if you move far, I'm moving with you.
Yeah.
Right? And so, like, I think about that a lot. And I know I joke to her about it, but, like, realistically, like, would I be able to handle her sort of, like, moving away? I don't know. And I would like to have the freedom where if Catherine and I say, hey, do you want to move for a year to wherever she's going?
Sure.
You know, not necessarily first year or whatever it is, but so I have that, and so I'm torn, but definitely for the next 5 years, yeah, for sure.
Sorry, I just want to correct Roz on something quickly. You
Yes.
turned 50 last year. You turned 51 this year.
What are you talking about?
Your birthday's in October.
I said I just turned 50
this year. You said this year.
Yeah, this year.
From October to October is a
from
year.
October to October.
Oh, well, January starts the new year.
Well, he's still in his 50th year.
Yeah.
Actually, on your birthday, because you're 51
Maury,
on your
just
50th
stop, bro.
because you don't.
Maury's trying to
first
listen,
birthday.
The
you've
joke's done. The
completed
joke's done.
year.
It failed.
Yeah.
Except the fact that the
Yeah.
insult you were
Like,
trying to make.
Believe me, I'm not going to hide the fact when I'm 51 that I'm 51.
Yeah. Like the roast you were trying to make, it failed.
Which is when you're in your
okay? And now
52nd
you're
year.
just talking yourself in circles. So just stop. And let's move on to the next DM, please, Maria.
All right. Frederick says, has Maria met FaceTime guy in person yet? Or is it only online and the people want an update? Yes.
How many times?
A bunch of times. I went to see him.
Yeah.
And then he has come back and he was here for 10 days.
Oh, wow. 10 days.
So
You
we
spent all 10 days together?
Yeah, we were together every every day. Yeah.
Okay. Look at that.
Did he have his own place to stay, or did he stay with you?
No. His family's from here. So he stayed with his family.
So no sleepovers.
No.
No. Okay.
No. But yeah, so we definitely
She's
see
lying.
each other.
I know she's lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
facts.
totally. Yeah, absolutely.
We know your tells, Maria.
Obviously,
You've been working on this show long enough where we know exactly when you're lying.
Obviously, he didn't stay under your dad's roof.
No, hell no.
No.
So was it hard to convince his parents to let you stay over there, or no?
No,
It was
I didn't.
easy.
No,
Okay. We got the answers
There we go.
we were looking for.
Hey, also,
great question.
right?
Great question, Frederick.
Yeah, great
Okay,
question.
next DM, please, Maria.
Oh, God. Okay. Grace says, when texting, do you prefer to type, voice note, or voice to text?
I do type, but I will also use voice to text, especially when in the car, right?
I always, whenever I do voice to text, I'm always shocked at how long it is.
What do you mean?
Like something, if I just text somebody something, right? Like in one of my normal texts.
Yeah.
But if I have like a thought in my head and then I do voice to text and I look at the size of it.
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah,
huge.
but your font is massive
No,
on your phone, isn't
I
it?
just mean like the blurb. Like if I'm like, because I'll be like, hey man, I was thinking about this thing.
Yeah.
Why don't we, instead of just be like, let's do this.
Right.
Right?
Sure.
Like I don't actually speak in the way that I text.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay,
I'll just
okay.
talk normally. And it's huge. It's impressive.
What do you do, Maria?
It depends. If I'm just like day to day, I'm texting.
Yeah.
But if I have to like tell my friends something that happened or it's longer, I'll voice note.
Yeah.
And then if I'm like doing something that I can't
Voice
use.
note, like audio voice
Yeah.
note? Really?
So I'll be like, hey, sending a voice note, like listen to this whenever. And like my friends and I will do that if like we're trying to explain something or like we can't
Got it.
call each other, but we want to get something across.
Yeah.
Instead of sending like.
Maria's like, yo, let me give you a rundown of the last 10 days.
Yeah.
No, those were FaceTime calls. But
It
yeah.
turns into a podcast.
But then voice to text, like I rarely use unless I'm like doing my makeup and I can't use my hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shyam, what do you do?
I'm definitely a voice to texter. I don't like texting. Like my thumbs hurt all the time, I find. So I'll do voice notes and voice to text a lot. But I always mess up voice to text. Really kind of leaves me feeling a little bit insecure.
I know sometimes I read what you
make
text
no
and,
sense.
and some of the words are like
Makes
off,
no
but I
sense.
understand
Yeah.
what it is within the context of what it is you're,
I appreciate
you're
you.
texting.
I pulled a Roz the other day
with
voice to text.
okay.
I said send.
Yeah.
You
and then,
said send.
And then it said send, and I almost croaked because I was like, there's no way I just did that. Because Roz does that.
I still do that. I still do that by mistake. I still do
was
that.
mortified. I was like, no, I did not.
Yeah, Maury, what do you do?
I only type I type,
just
but
type.
but my cousin,
Yeah.
Billy, sends videos.
Oh, you showed me that the other day.
It's the weirdest
Maury
thing.
Maury has a cousin where Maury will write him something to just be like, hey, what's going on? And then he sends a selfie video back to him where he's just like, it's like he's on TikTok, but he just sends it just to Maury. So when you look at their text thing, it's Maury typing, and then the cousin is just like lying in bed sending videos back.
Yo, just text Cousin Billy.
I couldn't talk to somebody like that if they did that.
Yeah, that's strange. Anyway, thank you everyone for all the DMs that you were sending in to us. Keep them coming in because we love talking about them. Got some great conversations, some great laughs that happen because of them. So they go to Maria through any of the Kiss social accounts, and Maria brings them to the show. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. You wouldn't say that to your mama, so why us?
Here we go. Time for today's DM Deep Dive.
Maria, what do we got in the DMs today?
All right. Jason is asking, has Roz ever considered running for public office? He's smart, articulate, young by political standards, and made it in the big city, born in a small town.
This is like the fourth person that's asked me in the last week and a half if I would ever consider this.
Really?
I think because there's just so much going on, right? Mm-hmm. Oh God, no. One, because there's a lot of things that doesn't sit well with me. Mm-hmm. One, like, I know the financial disclosure stuff shouldn't bother people, but I just don't like if you own like even an income property, right? They scrutinize that.
Sure.
If I have investments in something or I'm part owner in something, you have to disclose all that, and then people start coming after. They know all your business, right? They don't necessarily know like what you're worth, but they know what you're into. And to me, I don't want that kind of scrutiny in my life. Yeah. But more importantly, I think it would be hard on a kid. Above and beyond that, the reason I could never be a politician is because my wife, although she would look dynamite in a dress on a stage, my wife would not be able to handle and maintain composure if I was in some sort of debate and somebody said something bad about me. She would stand up in the audience and start cussing them out. Yeah. Right? She would ruin my political career.
I don't know, man. That might get you. That might win you some points.
Maybe it would. Maybe it would. But my life at home would be terrible because she would be looking on social media and something would come up. Somebody would say something about me.
She'd reply to them right away.
Oh, it would be, my whole life would be managing her rage. Yeah. Right? And so I could not do it just because of that, because I couldn't put her in a state of rage for however long I decided to be in public office for.
Also, I would make it my mission to put together compilations of that's what she said moments and insert D's nuts jokes into like almost everything that you do.
Thank you.
I'd make a killing in YouTube advertising, guys.
Yes, and I'd have to leave the show. Right? You can't do both. You're not allowed to do both.
Why not?
Not allowed.
And you'd have to mingle.
Yeah, which I don't want to do.
Yeah, you have to go meet with other people.
I got to go to parts of town I don't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, oh, God, I don't want to do that.
Next DM, please, Maria.
All right. Mart Star said, when going to the grocery store or Costco with your spouses or significant others, who is supposed to lead the way, the one holding the list of items or the one pushing the cart?
I would say whoever is there and knows what it is the family needs. So the one with the list. Like anytime we go anywhere, I'm always pushing the cart.
I don't go to the grocery store with Catherine. Maybe once, twice in the last year, and it's a disaster every time because I get the cart and I know what we need as a family. And so I'm walking around getting that. And then Catherine takes off on her own.
Yeah.
And she has no basket and no cart. And she just goes like she's on some sort of game show, filling her arms with things. And then she goes up and down the aisles until she finds me. And then she starts throwing things from her arms into my cart. And then she goes back on a mission too.
Oh my God.
Right? So like
Girl, get a cart.
I say this all the time. I'm like, even a handbasket. Yeah. She refuses.
Yeah. Because why? Because you have the cart already.
Thank you. Right? So no, we don't go together.
I usually just follow. And then like obviously if there's something that I know that I want to go check out or I want to go pick up, then I will take the cart and head to that direction.
Do you, Maury and Matthew, do you shop together? Or do you shop
we do not go to the grocery store
together. You do not.
Why is that?
Because it's just constant arguments and like, we don't need that, or, who's paying for this? Like, it ends our marriage every time. So I will go. Sometimes he'll send me with his credit card.
Yeah.
Which is the best.
Yeah, but then you have to pay him back.
No. Because then we get in a whole debate at home. Who pays for the internet? Who's paying for the home and auto insurance?
Oh, my gosh. For real.
Does Matthew not want to pay car insurance because he doesn't drive?
That's exactly it.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no such thing as a household expense in that
And then
house.
he's like, but do you like heat?
Amazing.
What else we got today, Maria?
All right, Reese says, if you could have an assistant for a specific thing that they would do every day for you, what would it be? Cooking, driving, etc.
Oh, easily. Driving. I enjoy driving, don't get me wrong. But like the hours that we work, man, I am tired all the time. If I gotta have someone take care of that for me, drive me at the drop of a hat, anywhere.
far, too.
Right?
Yeah.
Anywhere at any time. Driver!
Maria?
It would either be a tie between cleaning and driving.
Yeah, cleaning is a
Shem?
good one.
Yeah.
Oh, cooking for sure.
Cooking for
Oh
sure.
my God, yeah. I don't have to worry about that. I love driving, so. doesn't bother
Damn it,
me.
Maury, money laundering? Tax evasion?
Yeah, what kind of scam?
Yeah.
What kind of scam you having this person do for you?
What would you have an assistant
I agree
for?
with Mocha.
What would their primary job be?
I was going to say like either driving or laundry.
Yeah.
But I have Matthew for that.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Matthew already does your laundry.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind doing laundry or like cooking and
Yeah,
all that
sort of
because
with
like I
you.
enjoy that. I want to cook. Like I enjoy cooking. So I think the other stuff would probably
Yeah,
make
I don't
sense.
mind cooking
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say driver.
No? What would you say?
No, I don't know. I
your
don't know.
head go?
I know. I would say, like, if I could
would be
have
cleaning?
it would probably be cleaning. Yeah, where just like the house would just be immaculate all the time, right? Because we have somebody who's been coming to the house with us. I think since Roxy was a baby, almost right. Colleen, who's just she's family, right? And she comes every 2 weeks, and I want her to come every week, but Catherine doesn't want her to come every week because or whatever. It's a whole thing, right? But like she's family, and when she leaves that day, like you come in the house, and I'm like, oh, Colleen was here, right? And I just
Clean, it
come
smells
in, and it
nice.
just everything. She just does such like she's an angel, right? And like you come in, and everything is just as it should be, and it lasts a day.
But yo, one time for Colleen. Big up
Yes.
Colleen. Big up to everyone for sending in your DMs. We get a chance to chat about them every day on the show, so keep them coming in. Maria gets them. And we do this, the DM Deep Dive. That was great today, Maria. Thanks.
You got it.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. When you have nothing to say, why do you always say it to us?
All right. Here we are. Another day, another DM Deep Dive to get through.
Maria, what's in the DMs today?
All right, Sophie says, hey, Maria, longtime listener, finally thought about a question for the DM Deep Dive after seeing one of your Instagram posts. As a lover of board games and card games myself, I'm wondering what is everyone's favorite game?
Roz, you guys have been playing Scrabble a lot in your
Love Scrabble.
house.
I love. Okay, so the games that we rotate between Scrabble, definitely Scrabble.
Yeah.
Roxy and I, chess, definitely chess. Pop-O-Matic Trouble,
Yep.
ruthless. It gets vicious.
Yeah.
And Clue.
Aw,
Those
love
are
it.
those are our family games. That's what we rotate through.
Maria?
I love Codenames, Sequence,
I've
and
never
Monopoly.
I've never heard of those two games.
Codenames is so much fun. Like I played it with my parents and my sister, and we had such a good time. But like, you really have to understand the person you're playing with,
Yeah.
or it could just be an absolute disaster. That's why it becomes so funny.
Okay.
So it's a
Right.
good game. Yeah.
What's the other one?
Right.
Sequence.
What's that
I
one?
actually just learned that's the board game I posted. My friend just taught me you have to get 5 in a row of your color.
Yeah.
But the first person to get 5 in a row wins, but you have to block other people while still getting your own 5. So it's like a constant game. But it's almost like a battleship in a sense where you can see everything.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cheesecake.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's Monopoly, hands down. We
Really,
will play. One game could last 4 hours. And,
You
and-
seem
and
like the
it's
type that
ruthless.
gets like really competitive
Oh,
when it comes to Monopoly.
Bro,
Like you don't let up.
Firstly, you don't want to lose Monopoly in my house because you will hear about it for days on end.
Wow.
Yeah, it gets really ruthless. I love it.
When you say in your house, who is the most competitive?
Oh, you're talking to him.
Oh, okay.
For me, for
Wow.
sure. For sure.
So you have no problem. Like
None. And my cousin D-Roy, whenever I go to New York,
Oh, yo,
he
classic.
he's ruthless. You think I'm bad? Oh, no, he's great. He's great, yeah.
Do you play games, Maury?
I love Monopoly.
Do you play though?
Yeah, I play Monopoly.
With Matthew?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I play Monopoly. I used to love Candyland.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how to play it, but I used to play Apples to Apples.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
You
sure.
know what's a baller game, Shem? Othello.
Othello.
I don't know that game.
You don't know Othello, bro? So it looks like a chessboard, but it's a green felt. Like it looks like something you'd see in a casino. And everybody gets these little tiny. They look like discs almost.
Okay.
On one side is white and one side is black.
Okay.
And you're either white or and your opponent is black. And you have to. and the goal is to either make the board as you place them down. There's rules and everything else, but it's a baller game. You either have to get the board all black or all white, and that's your mission. Right?
Well, that's scary. Kind of concerns me, not going to lie. Just historically, doesn't feel like it made my game.
All right, what else you got today, Maria?
Sean says, I was thinking about getting a tattoo of the Kiss fam.
Oh.
So the logo, but then, so the logo would be a beard for Roz, a hat for Mocha, cheesecake slice for Shem, glasses for Maury, but I can't figure out what we should put for Maria. Can you help me out?
What would...
Like a broken heart?
No!
First of all,
wow!
My heart has been mended. Thank you very much.
Yo, she got a new man in her life. She's dating now, and
but then you put like a stitch through it or a staple.
No!
Right? Oh.
No, my heart is completely intact.
Okay. I'm spitballing here, guys.
You went to the extreme, though, man.
What could it be?
What about like nice long hair?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you have like curly hair.
a coffee cup. Because I like coffee.
Yeah, but that's not you though. That's not what you're known for, though.
What am I known for?
Don't make me.
No.
Never mind. I gotta.
No, don't go there.
I was like, let me check my list.
I can't promise you. I'm dying right now.
Okay, say one more.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
What? No,
I will
go.
not.
Go.
Just say one more.
What do you think?
This may spark an idea for Sean. One more.
One more. What is Maria actually known for on the show?
Like her voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not a piece of sandpaper?
Yo, Sean, there you go, bro. Next DM, Maria.
I'm sorry, Maria. I couldn't not.
I'm not even mad about it.
No, thank you. But like a soft one, like a 400.
Yeah, that's
right?
I don't know what that is. Sure, like the thicker ones with the soft ends. No, okay.
Yo, I know you're like in a new relationship and everything, Maria, but like, chill, girl.
Okay, so we got the hat, the beard, the glasses, the cheesecake, and the thick one with the soft ends. Done.
Yo, Maria,
it's a beautiful tattoo.
Maria, your phone's lighting up. Your new man needs to talk. Next DM. Let's get you out of this situation real quick.
Oh my God. Okay. When does iced coffee season begin for all of you? April or all year round? This is from Porter.
Iced coffee.
I've had one sip of an iced coffee my whole life. Don't drink them. Don't like them.
I mean,
really?
I don't mind iced. I could have it at any. It's just like whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have them in the winter though, or is it a seasonal thing for you?
I mean, I guess seasonal. Like I'd prefer, even in the summer, I'd prefer a hot coffee as opposed to an iced coffee. But like my favorite coffee shop that I go to, they make a killer iced coffie. So in the summertime, sure, I may indulge a little bit more in the iced coffees on a really, really hot day.
I have a question about iced coffee.
Yeah.
Just because I've only ever had one sip. I've never ordered one. I've never had a full one. Nothing. I had one sip, and it wasn't for me.
It's so refreshing.
When they make an iced coffee, are they making it with like hot coffee from the decanter and then they put it in and then they just add ice? Or is it cold coffee that they're using?
It's cold coffee, unless you get like I get an iced espresso. So then it goes on hot. So they have to use a lot of ice because they put it out of the machine.
Then it's just like so much water though. Like it would start melting the ice immediately though, no?
Not really, no.
Right.
Does it?
No.
And so the only thing about iced coffees, especially on a hot day, I find that I chug it way too fast.
Oh,
that's the only thing.
Gotcha.
It's
Right.
I enjoy the coffee,
Yeah.
but it's so good and so hot outside. I chug. Anyway,
there you go.
There you go. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Porter, for your questions this week. Keep those DMs coming in. Everybody, any of the Kiss social accounts make their way over to Maria, who handles them and brings them to the show. Thanks, Maria.
Anytime.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. Our DM is where all the weird lives.
DM Deep Dive time, y'all. Here we go.
Maria, what's in the DMs today?
All right. Lori says, question for the show. I just saw this on TikTok. What do you think is scarier, outer space or the bottom of the ocean?
Outer space.
I would say outer space because it is completely silent. And outer space because it's infinite. Like once you're gone, if you float away from your spaceship, you don't know where you're going. You don't know how long you're going to be traveling for. And there is literally no way getting back.
Bottom of the ocean, we know very little about. We don't even know really what's down there.
It's dark.
It's dark.
We know that the pressure would like kill you instantly.
Yeah, but to be in some sort of thing that will try and keep you alive, right? Like you have to think of like what's going to go wrong. So if you're at the bottom of the ocean, and you're in some sort of capsule, and there's a malfunction, we saw what happens, which is the whole thing just like it implodes, and you're just fish food. Every little tiny part of you is fish food in a second, right? But that same thing happens in space. But in space, for me, the fear isn't of that I'm going to explode. Like if I'm in space and I'm like an astronaut and I'm doing the spacewalk outside of the space station to try and fix something. There's a bolt that's loose and I got the thing, right? Like my fear is that I will become disconnected and then just float away. Where if you're underwater, you explode instantly, right? But if you have an oxygen tank on and you're in space and you just start floating away, like you float until you run out of oxygen.
Yeah.
Right? Which could be a very long time. And then you're in your head, you're in your own thoughts that whole time. And like, what are you thinking about? Like you're going to be floating, just thinking
You're just waiting for time to pass.
To die.
Yeah. And then even when your oxygen runs out, it's not like it's a quick death.
No, it's a hard death.
Yeah. So
it's a terrible death.
So you are struggling for air, like you're struggling to breathe for however long it takes until you die.
Yes. Yeah, it would be a terrible death.
Yeah. Space,
I think.
for sure.
Space. Anybody say water?
I'm kind of on the water.
On water?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why?
because to be honest, even the points that you've made for space are the same points for water. Like drowning is an awful way to die too.
No, bottom of the ocean. There's no drowning at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah,
you're stuck there waiting to implode. If you don't implode, you're in the capsule.
No, but if you're in a capsule, you have oxygen. You don't know you're imploding until you've already imploded.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of 50-50.
Like that guy. Remember that guy brought them all down with a Sega controller?
I know. It was like modified and everything.
Yeah.
The worst.
No, thank you.
What else we got today, Maria?
Georgina says, is there anything you've changed about your appearance lately or how you take care of yourself based on growing older or just evolving with the times? I feel like everyone might have something.
I'd say in the past year, probably just the amount of tattoos I got.
Shem?
No, you know what? I'm having this like whole like hair challenge at the moment. I'm deciding whether I want to just bald it and keep it bald. And so really just like the thinning of my hair, but it's not really a change that I've wanted to make. It just sort of has happened, honestly.
Maury with the weight.
Oh, absolutely.
We all know
Maury
that,
with the weight.
right?
Yeah.
The weight and new glasses. And then every now and then he comes in with something fancy on, but it's never consistent, right?
Yeah.
Maria?
I think I've really resorted back to just like leaving myself natural again. Like I've been leaving my hair naturally curly. I dyed it back brown. I think for a while, like I hated my curly hair and I used to straighten it all the time in high school. Like I would try to basically change. I was blonde, like everything that was me. And I've just realized that like as I've gotten older, like to embrace the real parts of you. And I've just started doing that.
How long has your hair been dark again?
This has been 2 years now. Almost 2 years.
No. Darker.
Oh, I recently just dyed it darker.
How long ago was that?
This maybe 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Do you know when I noticed?
When?
Yesterday. Because I realized that because I only see Maria on Zoom, right? And I realized that like during the week, I can go days without actually seeing her face to face.
Yeah.
And it was only, I saw her yesterday. And I was like, oh, look, her hair's darker.
She's like, this is old news, bro.
Yeah, 2 months. This is why I was a terrible boyfriend.
Damn, son.
By the way.
Do you have an answer, Roz?
Not much, to be honest with you. No, because I've just been, ever since I stopped doing the TV show a couple of years ago, I've just sort of been letting it go. Yeah. And I'm fine with that. And I'll do something else at some point. But right now I'm still chilling with this because I'm comfortable with it. And
good. As long as you feel good.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, having a beard and longer hair, it sort of covers up a lot of things that, you might be insecure about.
Sure.
Right. Especially at this age. So I'm comfortable with that. And I'm A-okay with that. But no, I don't, I haven't really done anything.
As the DM Deep Dive continues, what else we got today?
All right. Trevor says, is anyone excited to get out and get active this summer? Any plans to pick up any new hobbies or get better at the ones that you have?
Oh, I cannot wait for the warm weather just to be outside.
Yeah. No synchronized swimming classes or anything. No. Okay. I don't know,
like
man.
That.
I don't know.
I thought maybe just because I'm trying to up my cardio.
Yeah.
But I friggin' hate it. But I thought about getting into running. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
In the summer, in the heat.
Yeah. Maybe.
Oof. Does anybody have any plans to do something out of the norm active this summer, Shem?
Yeah, I'd like to. I'm really looking at joining a men's league for basketball.
Oh, nice.
I really
That's
love
amazing.
basketball.
Yeah. I didn't know. You got to say the
I
sport
should
in
have
there
said
at some
sport
point,
first.
man.
As I said it, I'm like,
Maury was about to jump in and be like, yo, I could take you in.
Because off the top, that sounded very Christian and not the good kind.
All right,
What do you do in the league? Oh, we keep promises. Promises to ourselves, to each other. Something like that.
Oh my God. Right,
Maria,
so
your big plan?
I am really going to hone in on golf this year.
Good,
nice.
Good for
I'm
you.
really
It's fun.
excited. I wanted to keep running, but my foot is technically still broken, so I'm not running right now.
Golf is a great one. Damn it, Maury, your big physical plans?
Outdoor candle making.
Outdoor candle?
Matthew might let me make candles on the balcony.
No, that is not in the spirit of being active this summer.
If
you went to your doctor and he was like, hey, what are you doing to staying active? And you're like, well, I make candles on a 2x4 balcony that faces an alley.
I'm
Is
getting
that good?
fresh air.
No. That does not count.
You're getting construction dust.
That does not count at all.
Anyway, thanks everyone for all of your DMs. Love doing the DM Deep Dive every day on the show. Maria gets those DMs that you send into any of the KISS social accounts and brings them to the team. Thank you, Maria.
Anytime.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5
KISS925.com
or download the Seeker app.